I came back to Bangladesh. I used to teach economics in one of the universities in the United States, Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And Bangladesh became independent in 1971 after a lot of bloodshed, a lot of devastation. So when it became independent, I resigned from my job at the university and I went back to Bangladesh. And I started teaching in one of the universities in Bangladesh. And there I wanted to see how I can be of some help to my country. And then in 1974, we were faced with a famine. People were dying of hunger. It's a terrible scene to see people dying of hunger, how people inch towards death just because not having tiny amounts of food. It's not a disease. It's a healthy, normal person kind of gradually become thinner and thinner and comes closer and closer to death. And there I am teaching the elegant theories of economics in the classroom while this famine is raging all over the country. So I wanted to be with the people, see if there is anything I can do, make myself useful to the people who are in extreme need for help. So I was trying to find those opportunities right next to the university campus. So I did a lot of small things. And one day as I was going around in the village, I see a woman with torn clothes sitting in front of her house and making bamboo stools. And it's beautiful bamboo stools she's making, but the backdrop is a torn down house and ragged wearing. It looks such a contrast, such a colorful stool she's making, and the contrast that it depicts. So I went near her and started talking with her. How much money she makes, who buys it, how does she market this product, and how much profit she makes out of that. She started explaining she makes only 2 pennies a day. I couldn't believe anybody could work such a beautiful thing and earn only 2 pennies. Then she explained that she doesn't have the money to buy the bamboo which goes into this bamboo stool. So she had to borrow the money to buy the bamboo stool. How much does a bamboo cost? It costs about 25 cents. She doesn't have the 25 cents to buy the bamboo. So the trader lends her the money, 25 cents, with the condition that she has to sell all the bamboo stools she makes to the trader at the price that he decides, not the market decides. As a result, she gets only 2 pennies after working for the whole day. And I realized that it is not really lending the trader has made. He actually converted this woman into a slave labor by giving her 25 cents. And it shocked me. For 25 cents, how easy it is to recruit a woman to turn into a slave labor. And I thought I can give her 25 cents. She doesn't have to go and borrow the money from him. But I resisted for a while. Let me see what this means. Next day, what I started doing, I went around in the village to make sure I understand that other people are in the same condition or that she is the only one. So when my list was complete, I had 2 names on my list who borrowed from the moneylenders. And the total money they borrowed was $27. I couldn't believe people have to go through so much humiliation, so much torture because of this tiny little money. So then an idea came to my mind. The problem is difficult, but the solution is so simple. What I wanted to do for this first woman, the Sophia Khatun, who was making this bamboo stool and making only 2 pennies, the same urge came to me. I can solve the problem. If I give this $27 to all these 42 people, they can return the money to the moneylenders and they will be free. And that's what exactly I did. And the happiness that it brought to them caught me in. And I asked myself the question, if you can make so many people so happy with such a small amount of money, why shouldn't you do it more? And ever since, I'm trying to do it more and more and more. I toyed around several alternatives. Finally, I decided maybe I should link them with the local bank. Bank is the one who should be lending money. This is their business. This is their job. So with enthusiasm, I go to the branch manager or the bank manager who is located in the campus, propose to him that he lend money to the poor people in the village. He fell from the sky. He couldn't believe I even said that. He said, no, it can't be done. It can't be done. I said, why not? Because, he said, poor people are not creditworthy. What does creditworthy means? Creditworthy means he will not be able to pay back. I said, how do you know? Did you lend them at all? He said, no, I never lent them. So how do you know? He said, everybody knows that. Because they are poor, no matter how much money you give, they will eat and the money will be over. They can't pay you back. So I went to higher officials in the city, downtown. I talked to them. They said the same thing. So every time I go and see somebody, they tell me the same thing. And it went on for months. I couldn't find the door to open. Then I learned something from them and I used it. I said, why don't you accept me as a guarantor? I become your guarantor. I sign all your documents. Risk is on me, not on you. You give the money. I thought it's such a straightforward proposal, they will immediately go for it. They didn't. In all, there were more than 6 months. Finally, I was accepted as a guarantor. And it worked. I was very excited that it worked. But the bank manager doesn't change his mind. He said it may work in one village, but if you do it in 2 villages, it will never work. I said, okay, let me do it in 2 villages. So I did it in 2 villages, it worked. He said, well, 1 village and 2 villages are the same thing. Maybe you should do it in 5 villages. So I did it in 5 villages. It worked. But he doesn't change his mind. After I have done this several rounds, and I realized that if I do the whole world, he's not going to change his mind. Maybe I should forget about him. So I thought maybe I should have a separate bank doing exactly what I'm doing. And that idea started haunting me, that why don't I have a bank for the poor people?